For the first time of 2024, I want to give out a big hello, friends, family, and welcome strangers. Happy New Year's here from us at the Anti-Meta Podcast. And I know what you're saying. Hey, Alec, the title says some blah, blah, blah New Year's. I don't know. I haven't titled it yet. And you're like, hey, it's like January 10th. What the heck? To which I say, hey, video games, they teach you a lot of important lessons, okay? They teach you resource management, hand-eye coordination, procrastination, and that's what happened here. The holidays were such a hectic time for all of us. We just finally wanted to get this video out to you guys. In this video, me and the boys, we discuss how the year went in video games, the stuff that we enjoyed, some of the moments that stood out for us, and what we hope to accomplish in the next year. If you have any New Year's resolutions, gaming or otherwise, go ahead and put them in the comment section down below. We'd love to hear back from you guys. Anyway, thank you so much for listening to the Anti-Meta Podcast. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you now.
It's been a year.
So, it has been a year, dude. It's Christmas time. It's the most wonderful time of the year. All the video playing and Miko is saying with holiday cheer. I messed up the camera angles once again, but it's fixed now. All right, what do you guys say we get this the show rolling, huh?
Sure. I'm already rolling.
What do you say we say hello to all the lovely friends, family, and welcome strangers checking in with us once again for the final time in 2023. We are the Anti-Meta Podcast. My name is Alec, and I'm joined today with my beautiful guests. You guys want to say hi?
I do.
Yeah. Go ahead, Zach.
I'm Zach. You can check me out Echo Pichu, all places. And it's been a long year. I'm glad we're here.
We are here. We made it. Miko, you want to say hi?
Hello, everyone. Yeah, so we made it to the end of the year, and it's been full of surprises and full of pleasant gaming experiences, right?
Yeah. There's been pleasant ones
Maybe
sprinkled in there, for
Maybe some
sure.
unpleasant ones too.
For sure. So I think this time, me and the boys decided that we wanted to try something a little different. Usually, we like sticking to evergreen topics so that you can listen to us year round without feeling lost. But given the season, we decided to do something a little special today. So we wanted to discuss, kind of like what our year has been like with gaming. 2023 has been, regardless of how you want to look at it, a prosperous year. For gaming, we've all three done a whole lot in the space, whether that be old games, new games. We've played a lot this year, and we wanted to talk about some of the stuff that we experienced in 2023, and share that with you guys.
Yeah. I feel like my year wasn't as eventful as yours. I will say I was a lot of just more of the same and kind of like returning to old flings. But yeah, we returned to Skyrim at some point during the year. I feel like that happens every year.
Right.
Happens to everyone, but slipped back in, hard grinded on like survival mode for quite a while. Enjoyed that.
That's brave, dude.
Have you guys like returned to any like kind of old things?
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned Skyrim because I actually I beat it for the first time this year. I've never beat Skyrim before.
I still haven't.
Yeah, I've never actually done the
mind-blowing.
story mode. Whenever we were kids, we all three played. We took turns playing Skyrim, and D'Amico was the only one that actually did the story mode. But Zach and I both, we put hundreds of hours into it. That game is massive. And we kind of, I don't know about you, Zach, but I got tired of it long before I saw the credits roll. So this year I decided to go in minimal mods. You had to have some mods because obviously, but actually see it all the way to the end.
That's fair. Was it good? Was it worth it?
Oh, the main story is probably the weakest part of that game. Honestly, there's a lot of like good parts of the game, and like at least for me, it didn't really seem high payoff.
Yeah.
You you kind of there's a dragon, there's an evil dragon, and
Mhm.
throughout the game you have to learn how to like summon him, and then you summon him and you kill him, and the credits roll.
Oh.
Alduin, I believe, but
Halloween, yeah, dude, look at you with a memory.
don't quote me. But
I
No,
got
you're right, you got it.
I got up to the part where like maybe a quest after the when you have like a dragon in the keep, but
Okay,
like
yeah,
in
that's
Winterrun.
like 3/4 of the way through the game.
Yeah, but I didn't
But
get
like
any further.
there are so many other stories in Skyrim that don't have to do with the dragons, which are like so
Mhm.
much more interesting. Like the whole Civil War thing is really cool. You got like the Thieves Guild, the Companions, the Mage College in Winterhold. All of
I
those are worthwhile.
I spent like 2 or 3 weeks just like leveling as my whole run was as like a pacifist. So I just like hard grinded like alchemy, smithing. Um, I think we have like less than 20 creatures killed total.
Oh wow, you're a
Um,
laborer. That's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. We're literally in the beginning. I was like chopping wood so I can like sell the wood to get like iron dagger or iron to make iron daggers. Uh,
Still not to use. You would never use
yeah,
those.
we maxed out pickpocket. We've maxed out alchemy. So it's kind of just like a bit of a pacifist grind. Not like entirely killless, but it's been fun.
Okay. How about you, Miko? Did you go back and experience any of the older games that you might have missed out on from earlier years?
So normally when I do pick up games, it's not always the most brand new game, right? So I'm not gonna say any that I haven't played previously, but I will say this. I think it counts. Last of Us Part One remastered or remake, I guess. So I revisited that for the 14th time, I think, ever. I love The Last of Us more
No one
so
could
the
argue
first
that.
game, but I love both, and I returned to that on the PS5 and played through the whole thing. Played through Left Behind this past weekend, and it's great, just as great as I remembered, if not better. And I could see myself playing it again for the 15th time. That's for sure.
So,
Uh, yeah.
just out of curiosity, what keeps bringing you back to this game? Because you've played it since it came out in 2013. You've played this game like annually without fail. So, like, what is it about? Is it the story, the gameplay? What is it?
Yeah, I mean, it's which sounds kind of corny, right? But it is the story. It is partially the gameplay. The gameplay is not like groundbreaking by any means, especially in 2023. But the thing is, it's the pacing of the story and kind of how they really just the best form I think for it is video games. Now the HBO series is amazing in its own right too, but and it has great pacing for that particular medium. But I think the gaming medium is just a great form to kind of inject that story into, and I think it has great pacing. Like I said, the graphics do help to show more detail and show a lot more facial expression and things like that. So, but yeah, pacing story. That's pretty much what keeps me coming back to it. And I know what the story is, but hey, like
Yeah.
it's that good.
Well, you can't beat the classics, and yeah, if it wasn't that good, then we wouldn't have had an HBO series. Which I would also like to ask you about because that did come out this year as well, and it kind of brought a whole new fan base into that franchise.
My
All
in-laws
right.
have watched it. They asked me about The Last of Us,
That's
and
actually crazy. That's
yeah,
crazy.
all I could say was like, yeah, my brother really likes it. I played a little bit of it. Wasn't really my thing, but yeah, it was really crazy. They loved it. Apparently, it's like really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is high
So,
quality for sure.
yeah. What do you think about like some of the changes that they made to the narrative? Does it like change your opinion on it? Do you think that like it's sacrilegious to go against what the original medium had in store, or do you think that it's better suited for a television audience?
So that is a very good question. I would say that this particular medium, like the HBO series, is really great in its own right, and the changes that it does make. Now that I have time to like actually think about it, process everything, and I have played through the original once again, I do believe that the changes that they did make were different, but different for the same kind of reason. So, like, maybe to show struggle or to show loss, but in a different way and expressed differently. So, for instance, the Bill thing, it was very short in I think it was episode 2 or 3, but it was very short in the game, right? And the explanation and like the ideas were there, but they weren't really touched upon until they had a whole episode. Now other things, I mean, I'm not gonna like spoil the whole thing just in case like people want to see it, but it is
I
a
don't know who Bill
it's
is.
been a story for the
Yeah,
past
half
10
a
years.
year to do it. So yeah.
Um, but either way, and then certain other things were maybe a little shortened and whatever. But the thing is, and what's great about having options is there's always both options. Nothing's going to negate the original game, and nothing's going to negate the HBO series. They complement each other because one will expand on the other, whereas the other may not. So I think they complement each other. Now that I'm thinking retrospectively about it, and a great series. And I would say it's a great starting off or jumping off point for any newcomers that are maybe interested but feel overwhelmed with the universe, with part one being out and part two being out currently.
Right. And I feel like there's a sweet spot to hit with video game adaptations in other media because video games are an interactive media. It's really hard to translate a lot of the experiences that you may feel playing a game into a more visual medium. Um, and I want to get into that a little later with another big video game adaptation that came out this year, the Mario Bros. Movie. But with The Last of Us, I feel like the changes they made with the narrative not only make it more engaging to watch rather than play, but it gives people that opportunity that if they've only interacted with the TV show, they could go into the game and still get new content, still get like a fresh perspective on things. Zach, you said that you didn't know who Bill was. I'll give you like a brief overview. Bill in the game is kind of like this doomer guy who's like prepped for the apocalypse. He's the kind of guy that like thrives in a zombie apocalypse. He like sets booby traps, a la like Home Alone.
Mm-hmm.
He's really abrasive. He hates everybody. But throughout his time in the game, you learn that he had like a partner with him that they eventually like had a really bad falling out, and now he's all alone and suffering with it. In the show, they changed it completely. Well, Bill is still like this doomer, prepping for the apocalypse, antisocial. You get to see his connection with this partner of his, and they changed. And this is going to be a spoiler for episode 3 or 4 of the Last of Us TV show.
Yeah, I'm
But
not sure which one. I think it's 3. Again, I don't know.
yeah, in the game, you walk upon Bill's partner's corpse. He died because he would rather face the apocalypse than have to spend another moment with Bill. In the TV show, they have this like loving relationship that spans through years, and in the end, it's found out that like Bill's partner has cancer and he's dying, and they decide to go out poetically. They take their own lives together, and it's absolutely beautiful. It really that was probably the biggest change that they made for it, but it does provide that extra context for people who might want to go into the video game so that they don't have everything like written out exactly how it was.
Right, and I
Um,
could touch on that briefly, but I would say, just played through that a month ago, 2 months ago, and that particular scene, it's a lot of implications, right? And we don't have anything to draw on when it first came out, 2013, 2014. And I think having that just added to the experience of like, hey, maybe this didn't happen in this particular interpretation, but the thing is, it could have happened, and it could have happened maybe to some other degree, but we just didn't know because it was not explained in the original game.
mhm.
So, you know, it's
Yeah,
just maybe a different adaptation, or it's a different universe on its own, but it still adds to the
The
atmosphere
canon.
and everything. Yeah,
yeah,
it just adds
exactly.
to it, I think. So that's
Yeah.
how I look at it now. They're complementary to each other.
hmm yeah, and I feel like it really does make you. And I hate this overused saying, but it makes you feel like you're in The Last of Us. It makes you feel like you're in the zombie apocalypse because you feel the despair that these characters have, and you can experience that in either medium. Now to hard segue into the Super Mario Bros. Movie. That movie also really makes you feel like you're watching a good old fashioned Mario experience. What have you guys seen the Super Mario
Bro,
Bros. Movie?
no, I've been lacking. I've been lacking on watching like any
That's
movies.
crazy. On
Dude,
Netflix now, dog.
I need a list of like everything that's gone to streaming services because we've just been like I've been watching, I think, yeah, like a lot of the Orville. I don't know if you guys. I don't want to go off on that tangent, but
Like the Adult Swim series.
it was a Seth MacFarlane Star Trek thing.
Yep.
Very
Yeah,
good,
I know what you're
very
talking
good.
about.
But yeah. So if you can make a list of like adaptations and just like movies you guys have seen this year, because I have not seen shit.
Yeah.
Was
Miko,
the
have you seen the Mario Bros. Movie?
Most of it. I know.
Most of it. You guys, what?
Sacrilege. But
Miko, you're the Nintendo guy. How do you
I
not
know,
see it?
I
What?
know.
I feel like
You know,
that's
I'm
worse.
also an honest guy.
Fair weather.
How did you see most of it? Did you like?
You just turn it off. This is the same way he saw most of Spider Verse. Fell asleep in the last third, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're not far off. No, I mean, just talking about the adaptation, no spoilers, because it is relatively new, unlike The Last of Us as far as the IP. But
Didn't really spoil it.
it's amazing.
There's a
Like,
story.
I think it's a great adaptation. It feels like I'm watching Super Mario Bros. 3 or like Super Mario World or one of those like Mario Odyssey, something like that. So
Yeah.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and like
High production.
I've also seen on the opposite side of the spectrum a bad video game adaptation. I saw the Uncharted movie this year.
Oh yeah, that sounds
And-
trash.
Oh man! Oh my god!
Yeah.
So Uncharted is about like Nathan Drake, who's like, I don't know, how old would you say Nathan Drake is in the first game? Miko, like in his 30s.
No, maybe late 20s, but yeah, he could be early 30s. Yes.
Late
I'll
20s,
give, I'll
early
give you 30.
30s.
I'll give you 30.
Okay, yeah. So give me 30. So it stars a character who's like 30 years of age, and he goes like treasure hunting with like this old man named Sully. Whenever you think of these people in your mind, like actors might come to mind. No, you got like your Chris Pratt's or something like that. No, Tom Holland, the guy who plays Spider-Man, the guy who looks like he's eternally 19 years old.
Yeah, yeah.
He's playing 30-year-old Nathan Drake. The old man, the old grizzled war hero that he goes treasure hunting with, Mark Wahlberg. Yeah.
Wahlberg's what?
I think
50s now.
I don't know, maybe, but like after so many steroids, like how young are you really? But something that the Uncharted movie doesn't do
52.
that both the Mario Bros. Movie does and The Last of Us do is they take it seriously. The Uncharted movie, it does not take anything seriously. It's like, oh, we're a video game. Look how wacky we are.
That's disrespectful. That's like,
whenever you say, yeah, exactly. It's disrespectful.
was it like that? What was it, Pixel, or whatever the like that
Yeah,
movie where it's
the
kind of just like
quality of it.
stomping on it?
Yeah, it's like, hey, do you remember that from the video game? Oh, that was awesome, wasn't it, huh? We're going to have a few more of those references peppered into this generic-ass action film.
Punching you with nostalgia.
Yeah, exactly. The Mario movie, it takes itself seriously. It's like, it owns what it is. It's an animated Super Mario Bros. Movie. They're going to have fun with it. But they're going to stay true to the characters and the world that like encompasses it. So like I think overall, Uncharted movie aside, this year has been pretty good for video game adaptations. But about like the actual video games themselves,
Right.
we've done. D'Amico and I were talking before the show. A lot of the stuff that we have going on this year, we've done like together. So like I'll name something, Miko. You tell me about it. You got a PS5 this year, right?
Yeah, so I got a PS5 before Final Fantasy 16, or for that game mainly.
So that was your system seller.
Yes.
But
It
what
was.
games did you buy with it?
Peasants.
So I mean, I had a few games previously. So I did have like Horizon Forbidden West, and then I also had God of War Ragnarok. So I returned to that this year.
Oh
on the
man,
PS5.
if I could replay a game for the first time again, it'd probably be God of War Ragnarok.
Maybe I should play that.
Oh, dude. Oh man. Yes, yes, yes.
It's
Play God of War 2018. Well, listen. We could turn this whole show into a God of War showcase. I could talk to you guys about it for hours.
How easily he could hijack this
Yeah,
and
a
turn it
thousand.
into a God of War
Yeah.
podcast.
Don't let me. Instead, tell me, like, do you see like a difference in quality for like the newer gen, quote unquote, current gen gaming compared to what you were gaming on beforehand, the Switch and the PS4 Pro?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, I have noticed. Now I would just say it's just overall a lot cleaner and it doesn't look, I don't know, it doesn't look as grainy, I guess I would say, if I had to be completely honest. But the experience is a lot better. Like let's say you give it an 8 or something out of 10 on the PS4, it's going to be 9, 9.5 out of 10.
okay.
I praise.
Oh.
What would you say your favorite PlayStation title has been this year? Would it be Final Fantasy 16?
Um, oh, I wish. It actually has to go to Spider-Man 2.
Y'all
So
y'all fucking loved that, huh?
yeah, you know what? We didn't really get a
I
chance to talk about it at the time of release.
I lost y'all for like a week. Y'all were
No, yeah.
both gone.
Um, you mind if I tell the people about Spider Month, Miko?
We were in Marvel's New York.
Yeah, we're in the Big Apple. So Spider Month, right? It wasn't just whenever Spider-Man 2 came out. D'Amico and I had been hyped for a long time prior to that. So like we played Spider-Man 1 2018 together, and we platinum the game in the week. We were like extremely unhealthy about it, but goddamn it, we did it. We lived and breathed Spider-Man.
No
So
regrets.
yes, no regrets. So this year, whenever Spider-Man 2 was coming out, we decided that we wanted to re-experience all of that. So we played through Spider-Man Remastered, the Spider-Man Remastered DLC, the City That Never Sleeps DLC, Spider-Man Miles Morales, leading into Spider-Man 2.
Mind you, we played those games 3+ times
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
each.
But we did it anyway. And whenever Spider-Man 2 came out, damn, Miko, we didn't go to sleep until like 4 o'clock. We were gaming with each other till like 4 o'clock in the morning, multiple days in a row.
Yeah, I think it was that first official day too. I think it was what, that Friday,
Mm-hmm.
October 20th.
Yeah, God, I hope to God none of my coworkers are watching. But I definitely did like go leave work early, fake a doctor's appointment, so I could go pick up my pre-order once GameStop opened.
Oh no. You be doing that shit for Pokemon too, huh?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, not for like the newest release, but yeah, for sure, I definitely have. But yeah, so like Spider-Man 2 is probably my favorite gaming experience this year. Just because I got to do it side by side with my boy. We like literally watched every single cutscene together. A quality of life feature that I feel like me and D'Amico get a lot of use out of, but I don't hear anyone else highlighting from the PlayStation consoles is the share play.
Talk to him.
So yeah, people who don't know what share play is, it's basically just like sharing your screen with somebody that you have in your party chat. And an upgrade that they had from the PS4 to the PS5 is that instead of having to share your entire screen, you can have a picture-in-picture view. So D'Amico and I we were playing Spider-Man, and I had D'Amico in a small window on the right-hand side, and him me. So we were able to play through the entire game together. And I find it really helpful because like whenever it comes to combat, I have a particular knack for it, and whenever it comes to like puzzle solving, I would say that I don't. So being able to like put our heads together, I don't feel like we would have been able to complete the game as fast as we did if we didn't do so together.
Nice.
You Spider-Man.
Two Spider-Man, two
That's
New
all I have to
Yorks,
say.
two Spider-Man. Be greater together. That's the official tagline of the game.
Is that kind of the same flow you guys have for like Batman? Because I know you guys played like the Gotham series this year too.
We did play. We are Gotham boys. Yeah, I forgot about that. You want to tell people about Gotham,
Boys.
Miko?
We'll dial it back and I'll drop some salt. But look, Gotham Knights, I was just in a video gaming mood and I just wanted to play superhero games, right? So I got Spider-Man Remastered and then I got Gotham Knights. Gotham Knights, I was like, look, it's cheap. I'm going to get it. At least I could play with Alec. we both like Batman. Let's try it. So we tried it. We got decently far. Two-thirds, had some fun, and we're just role playing in it, right? And I'm over here. I'll let Alec touch on it, but really quick, I'm Batgirl for the most part, and Alec is maining Jason Todd or Red Hood, and Batman's gone.
I was gone.
The Justice Man with a cape, he's gone.
Mhm.
So it comes up to pretty much the kids of Batman and the Gotham Knights
Bad babies.
to go out and do what must be done. And
Yeah,
what must be done sometimes is not what Batman would approve.
breaking a whole lot of vertebrae. Yeah.
Next year, that game's gonna be trash, right? The Suicide Squad game.
Oh, that game's gonna be ass. That game's gonna be
It keeps
terrible.
getting worse from every time I hear news on it. It's just getting worse.
Man, whenever it comes to gaming news, this year has definitely not been kind. But like, yeah, Suicide Squad is definitely one of them. Miko might be able to spread a little bit more information on it because you are information guy, Mika. But like, the game was
Yeah.
initially slated for release this year, right?
Yes. It was
And
supposed
then
to be out, I think, this holiday season or even sooner than that. But
and because of the reception to the gameplay, they delayed it, right?
correct. And it's February 2nd.
Now it's February 2nd, so it's coming out shortly after this episode is going live.
Yes.
So
Oh,
yeah, they
oh, sorry for editing us. I kind of wanted to push this out like on New Year, not to
oh,
have
we can
like
definitely push.
yeah. I wouldn't mind like just editing this one next if that's okay.
Oh, that's
So
a
it can
good
have like
idea.
an end
Yeah,
of
we should do that.
end of year. Sorry,
Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
not to derail us, but yeah, I kind of want to push this out. Maybe the people will hear this moment, and if you do, hi.
Hi.
A
Well,
little
uh,
fourth wall break.
yeah, since we're going a little off my cameras froze for you guys or for you Zach. So
Oh, it's
give me
going
a
fine for
second.
me. I have like OBS
Okay,
going good.
okay, that's good. Yeah. Now all three of our cameras are frozen. What's going on?
We can use mine. It is a little off center, but it's not the end of the world.
What if I were to go like oh, this is just something just completely broke. Okay, whatever. We'll just use yours.
Okay.
Okay, but yeah. So getting back into it, um, yeah, the Suicide Squad game. It was originally supposed to be a Superman game from Rocksteady, the same people who brought you the Arkham series, the Arkham Knight, Arkham City, Arkham Asylum, and they scrapped that after development. So like they had the Metropolis map laid out, but they had nothing to do inside of it. So instead, what they stuck is like the 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 cliche heroes turn villains at like storyline, but they slapped on like a generic third person shooter.
Right.
It's like to give you an idea, right? So Harley Quinn, what do you think Harley Quinn does? Probably like I don't know, a grapple hook and uses guns, right?
Yeah, or a hammer or a baseball bat or something.
Yeah.
So okay, so Deadshot then. What would Deadshot do? Probably like I don't know, a grapple hook and guns, right?
What
Okay, how about King Shark? Hmm? A giant shark.
grapple hooking guns again?
Captain Captain Boomerang. How about the guy who uses a boomerang? What do you think
Please,
he uses in the game?
please not grapple hooking a gun.
Grapple hook and guns.
Boomerang as a grapple hook.
Yeah,
and
the
a
boomerang
gun.
is the grapple hook.
But
An
as a grapple hook.
AK-47 is an AK-47.
That's
So,
ridiculous.
so yeah, and then the gameplay surmounted from like it was supposed to be like this character based like almost like a boss gauntlet into a. Oop, Zach, your camera's on the fritz again. Yeah, I can see. Yeah, we can hear you. Where does fuck talking about we're having a proper fuck around. My ears are so warm. A proper fuck around, I'll tell you that. I'll tell you now we're having a proper fuck around. Okay, if you're yeah, it looks fine. Okay, I'm going to go back to our list real quick. This is awesome that we're not recording live. BT dubs. Okay, yeah, but like, stepping away from like not the best gaming topics to happen this year, let's go back to like things that we actually enjoyed because there is a few of those. Like Miko, you played through Breath of the Tears of the Kingdom, right?
Oh, I wish I played through the whole thing. No, I mean, I did pick that up in May, just like I'm sure a lot of other people did. It was great, and I wish that I wasn't playing as many other games, and maybe I didn't have the PS5 at that point. But it was amazing. I did put in I think maybe 20 hours or something. Maybe I think maybe more than that. But so big it does you know just expand on Breath of the Wild. It has three different kind of worlds you could go to, so to speak, or areas. And I don't know. I had a great time. It's very overwhelming with the scope of it and some of the it leaves a lot to the imagination or interpretation, which is a good thing, and could also be overwhelming, like I mentioned. How was your experience in May?
I thought you'd never ask. So I have a fun comparison for this. Forgive me for this tangent, but whenever I was 21 years old, I was recently discovering the euphoric effects that alcohol may have on an individual. Right
Right.
now, I was a 21-year-old. I wasn't exactly rolling in the dough, so I drank what I could buy, and what I could buy is Smirnoff. So, Tears of the Kingdom is gaming Smirnoff. What I mean by that is that I used to drink Smirnoff every weekend, every party. I would drink Smirnoff. On one occasion, I decided to visit you in college, and we went to a house party, and I brought a bottle of Smirnoff. And somebody
Yes.
challenged me, as you do when you're 21 years old. They challenged me to a drinking game of hey, let's see how many shots we could take. And so I was just sitting there drinking Smirnoff, take a shot of Smirnoff, take a shot of Smirnoff, take a shot of Smirnoff. Now, one thing about my mom, she didn't raise a bitch. So I didn't stop. So we're 8 shots in, 10 shots in, 16 shots in. I don't know what it was because I was drunk. All I know is that I won and lost. I blacked out drunk. I like obviously had a very bad experience, and from that moment on, I never drank Smirnoff again. So, in the month of May of this year, when Tears of the Kingdom came out and the entire world was talking about Tears of the Kingdom, I did nothing but play that game. And then once May ended, I couldn't touch it anymore. I was just kind of disgusted with it. I got so oversaturated. I left such a nasty taste in my mouth. There's nothing bad about the quality of the game. It has its place, just like Smirnoff.
Right. Right.
But just like Smirnoff's, it gives me a headache now every time I look at it. So that's my experience with Tears of the Kingdom.
Whoa. Whoa. Okay. Okay. Fair enough. You played another game at launch, and this is a special one. So I just wanted to say, did you get around to experiencing and hopefully not experiencing it like Tears of the Kingdom, Star Wars Jedi Survivor?
Yes, no, I did not experience it like Tears of the Kingdom because I played it a few months after release. I played it after Tears of the Kingdom. It came out before it came out, or before Tears of the Kingdom. Um, I you were very hyped for Final Fantasy 16, and I wanted to finish it in time for Final Fantasy 16, and I didn't quite get there. I got to the last level right before the release date for Final Fantasy 16, but yeah, I played it. I absolutely loved it. I have nothing but positive things to say about it, even given the poor modern game syndrome that it had whenever it came out. The like lack of what's the word I'm looking for? Optimization for the
Polish.
hardware. Yeah, lack of polish for a better word. Yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I put it away for a few months, and now you and I have recently started experiencing it again. That's another game that you're playing this year. Seeing as though it's so recent in your mind, would you mind sharing a few thoughts on it?
Yeah, so I'm kind of just brushing things off, exploring, getting not ponchos this time, but getting different haircuts and stuff. So pretty much, I've had a good experience with it for the most part. I think it improves. It's a great sequel. It improves everything that Fallen Order has laid the groundwork for in 2019, and I just think that they just give you more options. They give you more story. They give you sideline stories that weren't really a thing in the first game,
No,
and
no.
they expand on the plants and like all these different things. So I
Mm.
think it's a full lived-in world that they're creating at Respawn here, and that's why they are the kings. And what's his name? Cameron Monaghan. He already, I say the kings of Star Wars for right now. I mean, I
Okay.
think they
Oh,
have created
Because
the best
Respawn,
Star
that's a
Wars.
very low bar, but yeah.
Respawn stabbed me in the
Yeah.
gut, man. Like,
Yeah, I can't speak for Apex or Titanfall or anything like that as of right now. But as far as Star Wars, they're knocking out of the park, and they have other stuff in development. And Cameron Monaghan, that's what I was going to say. Cameron Monaghan, he confirmed that there's a third game, so that's good.
I
Or
love
at
whenever
least one in
voice
development.
actors accidentally leak plans for future games.
Yeah,
That's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you, Norman Reedus, for Death Stranding too. Um, but yeah, I feel like whenever it comes to Star Wars Jedi Survivor, the first game was held back in the sense that it was a tried and true Souls clone. They really stuck to that format. The world was like tight, and there was a lot of like world based like world building or like lore. And in this game, they kind of stepped a little more into themselves. They got a little more confident in the property, and they made it a Star Wars game.
yeah,
And I
I
feel
would
like
agree.
that's something that's been missing intrinsically. Also, the fact that it released with no DLC, no microtransactions. Thank you, EA. We see it, we appreciate it, we love it.
More,
that's.
please.
But like, we could talk about stuff that we've done all episode, right? But like, Zach, I a lot of the experience that like you've had are unique to you. So would you mind sharing some more of what you've experienced this year?
Yeah, so it's been a expansive year for me. I have like I've doubled my library. I'm pulling up my Steam right now. Um, let me make sure that OBS is yeah. All right. I've like doubled my library. I've played so many extra games now compared to like what I had before. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
Baldur's Gate 3 recently like got turned on to after the Game Awards. Uh
that's a game that you hated for a long time.
I did because on so everyone tried to sell it to me based off of like the wrong reasons. And I enjoy that game for just everything else. I enjoy the role play, I enjoy the combat system, but I think everyone tried to sell it to me on like sex and violence, and that's not really.
Yeah, vampire coitus.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the main draw of the game.
I'm like that's I
That's
haven't
part of it. For
I haven't
sure.
had any of that experience because apparently I'm a murder hobo.
Yeah, because
But
you fucking killed Asterion.
hey, let's not worry about that. But yeah,
Blame him in the comments.
yeah. Fuck that vampire. I don't know. I don't know.
Hot
Recently
take.
played
Okay.
the finals as well.
Mm-hmm.
Post like Game
How
Award.
was that?
Pretty good. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's crossplay. Otherwise I'd like say definitely hop on, but it's definitely fun. You get like there's a lot of like hectic scenarios because it's like 3v3v3 or with like four teams of 3. So it is kind of like fast paced, but it does play closer to like Counter Strike compared to like a battle royale or like a COD club.
Something that you might be a little more familiar in, like the realm of Counter Strike, Miko, because I know you don't have a lot of perspective on it. It's like an arena shooter, like Halo.
But always objective.
Oh, it's
Okay.
objective based.
It's yeah, and your respawns are instant. You have to wait either
Oh,
until they respawn you or until like a timer.
that's a brand new game.
Uh well, it's similar to like, the uh objective based like shooters
Okay.
that we've seen in the past. Just there's like so much movement. It's pretty good. Muck.
Okay.
Shout out Muck. That's,
Yeah, you had me on Muck for a little while.
Yeah, I gave it. It looks. I'm seeing 15 hours. You know, I had my fun. It's just a little free RPG you can get on Steam.
You also got me into Project Zomboid this year.
It's a roguelike. Yeah, Zomboid's really good. Put some more hours into that. Always a big fan. I enjoyed it. FPS chess. I know me and Alec were grinding out some of that.
Dog, I want to stream some FPS stuff.
Yeah, if you're down, I'll run you over and right after this.
That's big talk from someone with a weak pawn game.
Bro, are you kidding me? Bro, I'll 1v like Rook versus your whole board and we're done.
Let's go, dog.
Bro.
Catch that on stream.
Shit, I think 1 Hour 1 Life. I think I started that this year as well. I don't want to say experimental, but it was a very spiritual game.
Yeah, you had a lot to say about it in episode 1 of our podcast, and it sounded then and now like a recipe for an existential crisis.
It is, but it's so beautiful. Once you after that, it's just a very, very, very complicated crafting system.
Mm-hmm.
But that once you get past the existential dread, it's just a crafting system. But chill game, I liked it.
Nice. Yeah, I no, you don't get a lot of option to highlight this, but I feel like it's important for listeners to know a little more about you. You're a giant TCG player.
I am. So I play.
And I know that a pretty big TCG released this year that you've been playing a lot of.
Lorcana. I've been playing a hell of a lot of Pixelborn. I was streaming it for a bit. It's been a lot of fun. I think the client does a good job at portraying the game without going overboard on animations. I recommend anyone to go download Pixelborn if you wanted to try Lorcana out. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'll tell you from somebody who plays another unknown TCG, the One Piece TCG. Fan-made clients are not all built the same, and Lorcana has a lot of care and quality put into it. The One Piece TCG client does not. But yeah, speak on the same realm of card games. I kind of had a resurgence this year with card games. It started with Marvel Snap, which is a gateway TCG. It turns you on to bigger and better things. Zach and I revisited some childhood Yu-Gi-Oh! It's called the Edison format. We did that in Duel Links, so I guess technically it is still a video game.
Yeah, I think it's it's not Dueling Network anymore. It's Duel Book.
Dueling Book, yeah.
Yeah, Dueling Book.
So I'm interested with as someone who's more linked with that scene. How has this year been for the TCG industry, just in general? That face is that's a good sign.
No, it's not. All right, so Magic is crashing. Their design philosophy is absolutely horrendous. All the prices are crashing. Interest
It's just push as much product as possible.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It's doing very poorly. Yu-Gi-Oh had a very good string of reprint sets, and has been decently healthy. Pokemon is always healthy. That game you could always hop in and yeah, it's cheap as fuck. Pokemon competitively is cheap as fuck.
I'm talking about collecting.
Oh yeah, you're screwed. But if from if you're playing the game, it's generally under 200, which
And that's cheap for a TCG?
yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah.
200 is a pretty big barrier to entry for I would feel a general audience.
1,000%. Which is why most of the time Pokemon is the most approachable. I think it was last year's World Championship deck was $40 or something.
What? That's crazy.
So yeah,
Okay.
it's very approachable for
decent.
Pokemon. Whereas for Magic you're looking at $400 minimum for a modern deck. Unless you're playing Burn, the one exception, but it is never going to be top tier.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But yeah, Lorcana I went to like one of the bigger events in Miami. The game's pretty fun. I wish the community was bigger. I think like the big problem was like a lack of allocation to begin with, but they eventually worked that out, and the prices are all like hard like dropping now. So the game is going to be more approachable.
Okay. Decent. That's really decent because from what I've played, it's pretty fun, and it's a shame that it's not more accessible.
Yeah. My deck is a quarter of the price it was now. So
Oh, that's both good and bad.
yeah, it sucks for everyone who's already into it, but like more players, come on in, because
Yeah. The longevity of the game is going to be there.
yeah.
So going into this next year, do you think that it's going to be a brighter market?
Hopefully, I mean it is Disney, so they could just keep pumping money into it if they want to.
For sure. For
It,
sure. And they will.
and it seems like at the beginning, the majority of the sales and the allocation was going to like Disney official stores, so it's definitely drawing people into there. So we'll have to see.
Okay.
I think the game's like healthy and fun enough to continue for a good amount of time, but I don't think it's gonna break into the top 3 anytime soon. Speaking realistically, but
Okay.
if it stays fringe and like has a scene, that's more than you could ask for. Most TCGs die once they hit the West.
Yeah, we're hoping to God that the One Piece TCG sticks around for a little while. I put a lot of money into it. I'd like to see it stay around. Not looking good though. But anyway, we've been going on for almost an hour here. There's some more other things I wanted to get to, but first I wanted to touch on a pretty big milestone for all three of us this year in gaming is uh, nutting up and shutting up and putting together a gaming podcast.
Exactly.
So this
That was
is
a
year
good experience.
one of the Anti-Meta podcast. What do you guys think so far of this experience?
I'm
So
hyped.
far, so far so good. I mean, I think it's a learning experience, a growing experience, and I like that I could contribute to our gaming passions and experience it with friends and family. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I think it's like a nice break from content creation, coming from like my streams and like videos that I've been making. It's a nice outlet adjacent to that. Uh, so I've been enjoying it, and it's an excuse to talk to you guys. So,
Legitimately, and for anyone listening, that is the original intention of the Anti-Meta podcast. No offense to you guys, but we did it for us. We are three adults. We live various different lives. We have different things going on. It's hard for us to come together and just talk about the things that we love. So having this designated time to chat with you guys every single week has been amazing, and the feedback that we've been getting is amazing. I have a lot of pride in the stuff that we put out, and I'm excited for what's going to look like in the future. Going into 2024. 2024 is going to be a pretty big year for the Anti-Meta podcast, and I'm excited to celebrate our anniversary with you guys.
oh
Me
yeah,
too.
me
Me
too.
too.
But okay, so from getting onto the sentimental, touchy-feely shit, what do you guys hype about for this next year? 2024 is going to be probably even better than 2023 is for gaming. So what are you guys looking forward to? Nico, you want to go first?
Yeah, most anticipated title, according to the Keeley Awards, Rebirth. So that's going to be amazing. Final Fantasy. And,
That's February, right?
Yeah, and I'm sure Stellar Blade is going to come out eventually, but if that doesn't, we have
Oh, Stellar Blade.
Rise of the Ronin. That got a date. But Stellar Blade is like that Bayonetta inspired action game by, what is it? Chinese studio. So Sony made it exclusive.
Fun fact about Miko: he likes his sexy witch shooters.
Yeah, no, I love action games like Devil May Cry and all that. What else? I think Fallout 3 remake. That's obviously rumored, but that's gonna come out. Last of Us Part 2 remaster. That's confirmed. That's coming out in
That's not
January.
necessary.
But that's not a big new game, so let me not put that in my forefront. Wolverine, we may see that game, or it may even release. So that's big. Who knows? Maybe Metroid Prime 4.
Mhm.
And now I'm just kind of naming off a few games that may come out, but some of those are games that will release. So
Okay. Do you have like a wish list game, something that like is a fever, not a fever pitch, but like a long shot to actually happening that you'd love to see in this next year?
yeah, long shot. So new Switch releases with Metroid Prime 4. Boom.
That's a long shot. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
I mean, I think one of those things will happen this year, but probably
Hmm.
not both.
Yep. Not Metroid Prime 4. How about you, Zach? What are you most looking forward to in this next year?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a pretty simple person. I kind of
Nothing
just
wrong with that.
yeah, I kind of just play the same games on at nauseum until something gets added to it.
Hmm.
Um, so I'm looking forward to in a few months when I get back on my Rust fix and I see all the updates that I've missed in between. And yeah, I am excited to see like what you guys are gonna play because I feel like I kind of trickle onto like you know your guys' recommendations sometimes. Um,
Do we
so
expose you to a lot of like the gaming world that you don't have a lot of like
correct.
exposure to?
Yeah, I don't follow news or anything, so it's just
Me
like
neither. I just talk to Miko a lot.
a Miko is our primary source.
Yeah, yeah. D'Amico's like a sponge for the industry news. But yeah, going into 2024, I'm excited. Well, there's a lot of amazing games coming out. We have some big things coming out of Insomniac Studios. The Spider-Man people. We have like the Wolverine game, like Miko said. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, potentially a new Switch. Those are things that I'm excited for as well. If I could have like a wish list, and I want to go back and ask you this too, Zach. If I could have like a wish list long shot game to release in 2024, it'd probably be Kingdom Hearts 4. It's been a few. Miko, you're muted. I don't know if you meant to be muted. But yeah, it's a long shot. It's been a few years since Kingdom Hearts 3 came out, 2018. So I think we're pretty fucking due for one. And if we could squeeze it out this year, that'd be all the better for it. But do you have like a wish list game, Zach?
So there was that from the Game Awards. Let me pull this up.
Is
Uh,
it that like duck game? I don't know how else to say the
the
music game.
no the it was oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm gonna be honest with you.
That's fair.
I'm just gonna be playing the same games that I always do.
What if they release Rust 2?
If if they re-release Rust on like a new engine, I'd be down to try that out.
Okay.
But I think I'm gonna be putting some time into these titles that I bought like late into the year. Like I recently bought Baldur's Gate, so I still need to get through that. I recently bought Dark and Darker, so I want to play that. The finals came out, and that's been a lot of fun. So, gonna be playing through that. Um, you know, so maybe this Fallout 76 DLC is something that makes us all play it.
Yeah, it probably won't be, but
Probably won't be.
I
All right.
your enthusiasm is well placed, but I'll tell you that.
I've been
I did see
waiting.
they released something.
I didn't buy Cyberpunk specifically because I knew it wasn't going to come out like ready. So maybe it's finally done out of the oven for me to buy it now.
Good
Um,
enough.
It is.
Yeah.
$30. Yeah,
So
it's worth it.
that's kind of where I'm at. I'll be picking up the scraps from like this year and last year, like with Steam sales and stuff, and just snipe off like what is finally now a done game.
Yeah. Catch me in action RPG heaven. Atlas is dropping P3 Reload and then their new
Yes.
IP, which looks amazing.
Looks like Persona,
Sure.
which is there's nothing wrong with it. I love a good Persona.
Um, Black Myth Wukong. That's in
Black Myth
August.
Wukong's coming out this year. Yeah, you're right. Action RPGs are gonna go hard.
So, what else? I mean, there's a bunch. Helldivers 2. That's I think exclusive to Sony. what else? Prince of Persia: Lost Crown in January. That's coming up.
Or good things about
Demo
that.
January 11th, by the way. All platforms.
Oh,
Mario versus Donkey Kong. Not really into that, but hey, it's there.
yeah, it's
And
good to have, I guess.
oh, what else is? What is that one? It's an open world Star Wars game where you go out and you're a bounty hunter, and you have seamless transition from the planets into the atmosphere, unlike a game that released this year, Starfield. I'm sorry.
But that's okay. Is that from EA as well? Is that from Respawn?
Um, it is from, I think, a little known developer. It's not called, oh, Outlaws. Star Wars Outlaws.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So there you go.
It's gonna be
First
nice.
open world Star Wars game.
Okay. Well, yeah, rounding it up on this episode. Last thing I wanted to ask you guys, as far as from us, the Anti-Meta podcast or the Anti-Meta YouTube channel, what do you guys want to see?
I want to see Miko's beautiful face.
Yeah, one of these days Miko's gonna hop on cam with us.
In due
No,
time.
but I honestly I want to see some gameplay from us. I want to see us like playing games together.
Yeah, I'd love
Oh.
that.
And
Like our playthrough for Halo this year, right?
Yeah,
it's a good idea.
yeah,
I'm down.
that's, yeah, 1,000%. Yeah, I'd love to see some. Well, I mean, we talk about games all the goddamn times, but we play games significantly more. And I feel like we could put out some pretty good content if we all just hung out, played games.
Hell yeah. If
But
we
I
could,
love.
um,
Go ahead.
we're at the pitching table here, I guess. We could really grab everyone's attention. We'll just put all three games that we're all separately playing all into one little short. You could watch all three of us just talking all at the same time, playing.
Get the Gen Zs. Yeah, I like it. I like it. The
Yeah,
Gen Z
okay.
demographic with their short attention spans. We're
Yeah.
gonna definitely scoop up that demographic.
You're going full circle with that triple share screen idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, Miko? Anything particular that you want to see come out from us this year?
Yeah, I mean, I would like to talk about kind of the multiplayer experiences we have, the single player, just as much. And then, yeah, I agree. I think we should post a lot of our experiences together on the channel. So,
Yeah.
I'm with that.
And something that we've planned, and I'm excited to get started, is that coming out in the next year, we're going to be having at least once a month a non-podcast related piece of content coming out just to experience a little more of our personalities. Because we're not able to share it too much whenever we're trying to like keep the conversation on one particular topic. We get buck wild whenever we're not on this thing, so I'm excited to show off that side of our friendship.
Me too.
100%.
And to any listeners listening in, go ahead and comment below what you want to see from us from this next year. Can't promise you that we'll listen to you. You're not paying us unless you want to. In that case,
And then I'll do whatever the fuck you want.
yeah, whatever you want, dude. You want me to drink mayonnaise? I got you.
$20 is $20.
Yeah. So yeah, go ahead and comment below what you want to see from us in the next year. We genuinely appreciate anyone who took the time out to listen to us this year, and we look forward to spending 2024 with you.
Thank you so much for all your support and for all that you do. Keep liking, keep continuing to, engage, because we're open to feedback and we want to grow and we want to propel forward in 2024. So everyone be safe. Happy holidays. And Zach, I'm going to hand it over to you.
Yeah. Everyone have a good rest of your year. Hopefully this gets out in time for, the end cap holidays. But yeah, Happy New Year, everyone. Thanks for fucking being here.
Happy New Year, good fucking riddance, 2023.
And you should play some games in 2024 and listen to us talk about the games we play in 2024.
Mm-hmm.
But not more importantly, but also as importantly, check out my stream over on Kick and Twitch at ECHOPICHU Echo Pichu. Where can the people find you, Alec?
You can find me on twitch.com/forecast123. That's Forecast misspelled, Forcast. I did that on purpose, I promise. Um, and also on YouTube at Forecast the Bold. I know I've been teasing this God of War video coming out. It's going to be quite a doozy. I've been working on it for about a month now. And hopefully it will drop before the new year. So go ahead and check me out there. Links to their socials are going to be down below. If you have an extra second or two to like, subscribe, dislike if you dislike it, do whatever you want to do. Just engage with us. We want to hear from you guys.
Hit fucking buttons, man.
Hit the buttons.
You
They're
could
fun.
find me here, Miki Leaky, on this podcast, and it's the best gaming podcast out there. Hey, I could be biased, but Anti-Meta Podcast is the place to be. So happy New Year, everybody, and take care.
Happy New Year. Last thing, just to test it out. For YouTube actually enabled this new setting where if you hit the subscribe button, confetti will fly out. And if you want to see it, you should go ahead and press that button. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it from us this year. So thank you again for listening. We love each and every one of you, and keep on keeping on.
Game on, game on, game on.
Anti-Meta out.
Goodbye.